All right, bet. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think I just broke my blind. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, here it is. Cool. I found the crack. I was about to say. Yeah, man. So I guess I'll just go ahead and touch on what like kind of like what the learn and burn is, because this is like the second or third one, but like this is the first one that we actually officially, you know what I'm saying, actually got going out, got a little bit of a flyer for. Um and I think what I'm gonna do, since it's just a little old us in here right now, I'm going to pull up the live stream on Facebook as well in another tab, like right off to the side, just so I can respond to any comments that come in.
Boom.
All right, that's the phone on there, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. All right, let me move this over real quick. Both my screens up here, cool. And I'm gonna pull up the live stream on Facebook, and I'm gonna start sharing it out. You know what I'm saying? Letting people know that we're gonna be popping our stuff. Hold on, let's go to it right now. Hmm. Alrighty, yep, it's showing. All right, yeah, beautiful. So the learn and burn. What made us start it? How did it come about? You know, we have a lot of conversations with each other all the time within the community about different ways to, you know, keep engaged, keep each other accountable, keep each other, you know what I'm saying, present. We're not necessarily just giving out, you feel me, advice and information, or right, we're not just giving out entertainment and information, I should say, education and information. Um, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so we're really trying to go ahead and make sure that we're giving the impression, or showing the fruits of our labor in terms of building a community.
Hit
Because yeah,
record.
you said what happened?
Right? I said I went ahead and hit record, right?
Yeah. That's fine. We in here. Make sure it's all on there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the learning burn really just came about because we got to show that you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes the community is really functioning. All of the money moves that you do see and everything like that, all of the opportunities that we post, it starts off in a brainstorming session. You know what I'm saying? We go ahead and have discourse between all of the members that's tapped in, that already know what they got going on. But this learning burn, you know what I'm saying, this will be more so for anybody who wants to come in. And I'm not even expecting for people to come in and ask questions that like they have general knowledge on. You feel me already? So I'm really willing and ready to answer any questions while we're going about this process of learning something new, right? Because who knows? After a learn and burn session, you could be like the first individual to know about a new product, new service, or new system that we got in place, right? We got a couple people that's joining. Let me send this invite link out real quick. It says copy invite. Boom.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. And then I see it on Facebook. I don't see it on Facebook. I mean, I'm sorry.
It's not on Facebook.
Not on my
You
screen.
hear
Yeah,
me?
it's cool. It might just be my computer tweaking.
Hmm.
Let's see. It says view more subscriber hub. Okay, cool. Subscriber hub. That's a new little button I just found on your website, or on your
Oh shit.
Facebook page.
Oh, we definitely hitting that up then.
Yeah, so you have a so when you turn on your blue check, they
Mm-hmm.
also gave you like all of the marketing privileges, or pretty much you can have a subscriber badge, so people can pretty much purchase the subscription for you for $1 a
Oh,
month, and
bet.
they get a subscriber's
Yeah,
badge.
y'all hit that up then. $1 a month. That ain't shit. That's great. You support the movement, and we'll make some money, and we'll keep doing shit like this.
Yeah, if you want us to start spilling the beans and giving you some real detailed information, you know what I'm saying, really trying a little bit harder on these learn and burn sessions, be a subscriber, be a supporter, make sure that we actually hear you. You know what I'm saying, that we take notice, right? Anybody can come in and comment, you know what I'm saying? But if you got that subscriber badge, you feel me? It come with a little bit of weight. Not gonna lie to you. But yeah, man. I've been learning a whole lot today. I've spent a little bit more time in taxes, which I know is your forte, Chris. So you feel me? I got some questions for you as this learning burn session kicks on. For real. Let me get this rolled up too, because it ain't a learning burn until we got something in the air. Hold on, let me get this right. Let's get this right. Today we got, I forgot the name of this. What is this? It's jelly something. I got something jelly. Let's see how it burned though. Okay. Slide it right in here. There we go. This is recorded and live stream. So how about this? Let's pull up this tax code. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So my personal goal with this learn and burn session, I'm actually trying to go ahead and put together packages, more viable packages for anybody that's offering consulting or any type of educational service, right? So kind of being the facilitator of that. I know that, income tax and, what I'm saying, employment tax, different things of the sort, self-employment tax, things of the sort, we'll have to take care of. And we'll also have to be able to provide some of the documentation for other individuals that come in under us as independent contractors wanting to do the same thing that we do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making sure I'm covering my butt. So before I give out any information, you know what I'm saying, everybody else covered. That way I could feel good about promoting the service, right? When you see me post something on my story, I've already vetted it. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually like 2 or 3 trial runs in at that point.
Done did it, made sure it worked.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
letting you know about it. Yeah, that part.
Exactly. And we probably didn't have one of these meetings behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a learn and burn session. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts. Pretty much.
That's what I really like about the aspect that we have with the community, right? Because, for example, this is a whole nother event that we came out of nowhere with it, but we kind of looked at the things that we were doing naturally, right? If everybody got to join the air after hours, after business hours, you know what I'm saying? 8, 10 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? All right, cool. If this is what we're doing, why isn't it that we're monetizing this too? Why isn't that we're
why not
in the public with it?
Everything else is working. Why not do that too?
There we go. You feel me? And I'm actually enjoying the process, right? In terms of community building, I'm enjoying the process a lot more now that we holding each other accountable. I think that's what it is.
It really is.
Yeah, it makes it more enjoyable. You feel me? And there's so many more options for you available once you start looking at it from more than just your perspective, right? So the tax code, let's say, with independent contracting, there's 100 different ways that you can go about providing a good or a service, right? But there's only a couple of different ways that you can be taxed. You know what I'm saying? If you're using cash, if you're using crypto, there are just natural workarounds that are built into the technology. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty basic, right? So if there's a basic, excuse me. If there's a basic format for you to follow, right? It should only really start to vary based off of what it is you're specifying the information for. For example, if you took all of the DeFi information and you want to start teaching it in, let's say Chicago, right? For example, we got a sales tax rate, right, for physical products, but then we also have an income tax. You know what I'm saying? And I believe not only is it like, how should I say? I think, matter of fact, I got a Googler right next to me. I think it was 5%.
It's a learning burn.
Yeah, I think it was though. Let me see. Illinois has a flat income tax of $4.95. Okay, so about 5%, which means everyone's income is taxed at the same rate by the state. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that that's different, all right, you might have to change up your prices for that. You feel me? So you could have the same information, but it'll become more or less viable based off of what you actually have as a take home at the end of it. And I realized that too, like, now that we getting to the point where it's international, right? Like, we should be able to give people like a little bit of a margin. I think it'll be a good idea, right? If somebody tells us where they're at and we're like, all right, well, based off of that, here's some pricing that should work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get it. So it's kind of like based on income packages, or
you know what I'm saying, more or
investment amounts, or just like a budget. We could offer all that because we do that. Like, I mean, there's all of that comes along with like building a brand, building a business, building, anything that's like participating in commerce and shit. There's a lot that goes into that.
Real spill. And then even opportunities, right? So, for example, Texas does not have an individual income tax.
There you go. Texas is also a penalty deed state. Like, if you know anything about tax liens and deeds, it's insane the percentage you get on return. By then, the redemption period for the lien's already up because it's not a redemption lien state. It's a tax deed, like penalty state. So they've already had the time to pay it off. It's already went to default. That deed that you're purchasing is the deed to the home, and you buy it at face value. And then they have like 18 months after that to just somehow come up with a miracle to get the property back, or it's yours. If they pay you back in the first 6 months, it's like 25%, all of your money back plus 25. It's in the second 6 months, it's I think it's 50% or 25. It's 25 for the first 12 months, I think, and after that it's 50%. So like, you think about that, if you were to buy a deed in Texas and get the damn like 50%, like they paid you back in the second 6 months, which would be like a year into it, you get all of your investment back plus 50%. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I never would have known that. Interesting.
Yeah. I never would have known that without paying a shitload of money to go to a tax lien conference.
Will spill. Okay. So a tax lien could literally be any certificate, right? I didn't hear you.
I said Chris Silva knows what I'm talking about. He went there too.
Facts. So it could be pretty much any value from like let's say $500 to what, 2 million, or is there like a limit?
What a limit to like how much can be? No, dude. Any independent investor can get into tax liens. Like, literally, all you do is you just find somebody's like delinquent tax that hasn't been paid, and you pay it. You don't even deal with the homeowner. You don't deal with the property owner. You don't deal with like anybody but the county directly. Now, and you know what I'm saying? Now, I went to that a long time ago, before I really like learned taxes and, how fucking estates and all that shit was working. So now I'm like, I got a little bit different view on it. But for people that are just trying to make some money, tax liens is a really fucking easy way to do it. But
I'm looking into it now, like as we speak.
You want to get like, we can't get too far into it. I guess we could, but basically taxes is voluntary, and anytime you pay them, you're basically agreeing to get fucked.
For the most part, I mean, at the same time, like they say, like, you don't go to jail for not paying your taxes; you go to jail for not filing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can use the tax laws and it being like the way it is. Once you understand the system, then you file taxes like a whole different way, right? You're not scared of the fucking IRS anymore because you're like, hell yeah, it's a fucking collection agency.
Facts. Yeah, I started keeping my receipts. You know what I'm saying?
In 2020. Bro, make them go chase the motherfuckers down and get you paid, bro. As a matter of fact, they'll go get some money you didn't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a whole bunch of procedures and shit that these companies, corporations and shit, anybody that you're dealing with is supposed to issue certain tax documents and shit at the end of the quarter, the end of the year. Like, if you bought a service or a product from this company, like, they're supposed to be like tax documentation, like supporting that shit happened. And most of them they're not doing that. They're not filing the right shit. They're not giving you 1099s at the end of the year. They're not doing none of that shit. And then you got stupid shit like charge-offs and shit. If you got a charge-off, bro, that means it can't be fucking put on your credit report anymore. So anybody's ever fucking had something go to collections and then fucking, like, it's still on your credit report and you're letting it fucking be, that's crazy. It can't be. That's not credit, bro. They got paid. They've sold that shit. They charged it off. Paid, settled the fucking obligation. Can't be on your credit anymore because you don't know it. Not to mention,
I just learned about something like that with the medical industry too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can actually have the services done for you, and then the debt is actually sold to a third party, and then the creditor is the individual that comes after you. Like, even with medical debt, like the example is like if you have a bill for $10,000, a lot of the times if you have a lawyer that's working with you too, let's say for example you're injured or something happens where you happen to have that lawyer with you, lawyers can connect you to free resources, quote unquote, free healthcare. And in reality, what it is that doctor is pretty much saying, all right, well, we'll take this debt, this bill, sell it for like 7,000. You feel me? We don't want to wait on the 10,000. We'll sell it for 7,000. And the collector, the person who's pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, now about to come after you, do the calling your friends, emails, all of that good stuff. They're literally just trying to recoup that extra that $3,000 in profit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually, there's so many like nuances and little things that go into these like financial systems, and like people have no idea that how interconnected all this shit is. Like a lot of people don't even realize like the financial crisis of 2008. They don't know what that had anything to do with. They have no idea that that literally stemmed from fucking like loans that were issued to fucking people that they knew just couldn't pay. And the actual first idea of the shit was like, dude was really smart when he come up with like the whole like tranches like idea of like we're gonna take all these fucking loans and we're gonna bundle them into these like packages of loans and then we'll sell those too. It's like an ETF of loans and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's really smart. Then like event at first they were all like AAA. You know what I mean? It's all like this people's gonna take their fucking loan. You know, they like prime candidate for a fucking home loan. But there was so much money being made, bro. The banks were fucking making so much money that it eventually just like whoever, bro, bring your cousin that just got out of prison and ain't got an ID. We'll give him a fucking loan. And like, of course, now they're not fucking all AAA rated. But dude, I looked into that shit, like doing that studying the like Series 7 exam shit and everything. And I know how they literally would go about like grading the different loans or bonds inside of a package, and the way that you can actually use that to like take maybe like a fucking shit loan that like would not be fucking a AAA rated at all, but you're able to pair it with other bonds or other fucking assets or things in that like tranche to like basically label it as whatever you want. Or there's other ways around to where you can then like it's a whole bunch of fuck shit, dude. It's nuts.
So that's kind of like what they were talking about.
The person you can give yourself your own fucking rating is basically what it boils down to.
Like whatchamacallit? Is that similar to the pink sheets?
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
You remember like Wolf of Wall Street when they were talking about how they put some of the garbage ones with the actual profitable ones?
Same concept, except I guess except with stocks, it would be except with stocks, it would have been mortgage notes. You know, it'd have been So it's basically the same thing. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's crazy, ain't it? But with the now I know with like the what is it? The I want to say it's the maybe that's with the securitization, like those things, like you pretty much get your own rating for. It's crazy.
Just like the BBB too, the Better Business Bureau. Mm-hmm. I was learning that you could end up paying for that. Like you don't really have to be accredited. You know what I'm saying?
They're dude. Well, here's the thing: if it's not a license, and basically a license is just fucking like permission to like do something illegal. You know what I mean? It's like here's a license. You really ain't supposed to do this, but we're gonna give you this license that says you can. Like technically, that's how that license shit works. So it's retarded for somebody to go get a license for something that they're like granted is a right, but they do it all the time. Right, but I forgot the original question. So I'm driving. I got a whole bunch of you know me, bro. And
yeah, man, take your time. You know how it is. We just doing a learn and burn for real, honestly.
Yeah, real shit. I forget this. Like this ain't just me and you kicking shit. Like we actually.
More people coming. Wonderful.
This
says Note Taker AI.
I'm finna hit. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful too, bro. I'm finna hit up the mountain. Honestly.
You said you're finna hit up the mountain.
Yes, bro. I ain't fixing to be driving. I'm actually climbing it now, up the side of the mountain, and I'm fixing to be driving over the like river.
Super scenic.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, bro. I love the scenic city, bro.
Real spill.
They call it that for a reason.
I didn't know that was actually the name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the scenic city, and also gig city, because Chattanooga, like, instead of being monopolized by like fucking the Comcast and like the internet people, Chattanooga actually fucking just came up with their own citywide like internet. It's a gig, and it's like fucking free. Like it's like pretty much the whole city of Chattanooga is like it definitely downtown area and shit blanketed in free Wi-Fi everywhere you
go. Yeah, that's what we need here.
And
I mean, we got
big ass deal with the Comcast cable company and shit. Like it was this big like fight between them. You know what I'm saying? Because like they was trying to monopolize the shit and everything, and like shit. Luckily, we weren't gone.
Real spill. Real spill. Okay, so here's my thing, right? So if somebody is living in a large city that has property tax, right? Because it's tied to property tax, would it be better for them to have low or high property taxes in their area if they wanted to invest in tax liens? Because it's kind of like if I'm in a, and here's my thought on it, right? If I'm in a, yeah, I just admitted them. If I'm in a high you know what I'm saying, property tax area, more people would be defaulting on their loans and therefore have more liens on their property, right?
Right.
So it would probably be more of an opportunity for me to participate in the tax liens if, let's say, property tax is 2% instead of 1%, right?
Yeah, that could be. Now, keep in mind though, there's some people that also know these tax laws and know the redemption. Because I mean, now that I know it, like shit, I'm not paying my taxes until I know it's time, right? Like if I wanted to, like if I'm, and honestly, I'm probably not paying. Probably, I'm just. Why would I? Why would you? That's a whole other. We got to watch what we say on these like other people. We can't just talk like we be talking.
Yeah,
just put it all out there like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, pay your property taxes, guys.
Yeah, do that. Be a good Samaritan and be a good citizen.
Yeah. You guys, and go to work until you understand enough not to. Right? Don't just quit your job because you're doing us up here talking some shit. Like, you know, just because you hear me popping shit, talking about, hey, fuck that job, bro. Got to do your thing. Don't quit your job, guys. Y'all go to work.
Yeah, don't do that.
I had to go to work until I had enough money or knowledge or sense to do this shit too.
Make better use of that predictable income, though.
That's it. That's cool thing. You notice what he said? Predictable income. That's like a pretty much guaranteed. Well, see, we doing some shit. Like the shit we do, shit. I don't know. I might make $1 million this week. I might not make shit. I might lose everything I made last week. I don't know. We live on the
edge. might as well.
Y'all players say, I admire y'all safe players.
You either live on the edge or stay in the box.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, get in the box or jump on. Yeah, get on it. I like that. You can always count on Mozzie to come up with like some fire ass slogan or a graphic or something, bro. He's busting.
Real spill, man. Real spill. But that's another thing too, right? I feel like there is a certain amount of research. So as we're doing the learn and burn, our goal really is to show that the community is together and we're doing this together. But it's also for you to hold yourself accountable. Like I could teach you everything, but if you don't go look it up and learn how to use it for yourself, then you're gonna always end up coming back to me over and over and over and over again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of why we stress like when it's like I don't really want to sell you a product. I'd rather just teach you what we got going on, and then you can. Because really, it's like honestly, it's gonna work better. It's gonna work better for you anyway. If I kind of just bring you in and just like mentor you and show you what's going on with like the basics, and then all you're doing is you're understanding how like DeFi, crypto, Web3, and like the evolution of finance is gonna like coordinate with what you're doing, what you already got going on, how I can make it better and shit. Once you get how that works, like then you just basically hit the community up, right? You just go, I'm just shit. Well, this dude got this going on, that man doing music. Well, this one got the recording studio. Well, this guy's like got a brokerage. You know what I'm saying? It's like just what you trying to do, bro? Because we can do all that.
And honestly, y'all, I feel like with the community and some of just the partnerships that I've made, I haven't necessarily changed my services or my products up, but it's because I've been working with you all so much. I feel like the products are brand new to me now. You know what I'm saying?
I know we've reformed a lot of shit too, right? Shit that we thought was like A1 ready, like this is awesome, it's the best. And then you get to kind of looking at it and you're like, man, actually, now that I know this is actually, we could do this better. So I know that like, we spent like the last month just going back over stuff that we was already doing, being like, man, we should have been doing it like this the whole time. So we constantly like evolving with our understandings of shit. We don't just okay, it works. Let's just sell that shit and just done with it. Like hell no. As soon as I find something new about it, I'm coming right back with the new shit and keeping it going. Because I'm trying to keep the movement. I ain't trying to lose no momentum because I'm trying to always have motion.
This is facts. Let's define that. What's motion mean to you?
What does motion mean, man? The ability to make some shit happen. That's what motion. You ain't moving, you ain't doing shit, bro. You just sitting there doing nothing. You ain't got no motion. Come on, man. You can't make shit happen. Sitting there waiting for something to come to you. I'm just waiting right here, waiting for the motion to hit me. Right.
If you ain't got no motion, you stagnant and you stink.
Bro, what? That don't even you stagnant and stink still. It's just, oh, that don't. God, I hope nobody ever describes me as stagnant and stale. All right, I'm going here and pick the little. I'm getting. Oh, there's a baby. I'm getting my little baby, y'all. Hold on, let me mute this.
Alrighty, man. We'll be here, man. When you get back to the crib, when you're ready to talk to us again, man.
All right, man.
Give us a little bit of neglect, you know. I feel like I'll accept it.
Hold on, what's going on?
He picking up his daughter.
You know what man, I'm saying? Picking up my little baby girl up in there, baby, man. She climbed all in the seat. She's
right. So what we learning tonight, fellas?
So we actually started off with what I went off of what you had posted saying about repairing your credit, but also I did a little bit of the tax lick too, right? So I started off with the taxes because tax liens and deeds is a great way for you to kind of like understand the system in action. Like you're already seeing it in action. You're already seeing people buy and sell homes. You're seeing things hit the market. It's a lot of different avenues. But also, it's kind of what happens if you don't manage your credit and your funds, right? Like if you don't get your credit right, if you're not managing your funds properly, and you go buy a house, you go buy a car, what happens if you can't pay for that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is there going to be a lien placed on your property, for example, or type stuff? Would you be able to go ahead and say, all right, let me pull from my other investments, for example, some of the stuff we talk about all the time and every day in Block Cycle.
Come on, hurry up. It's late. It's getting late.
You know?
Right.
But it's multiple opportunities for us to go ahead and start learning a little bit more. Actually, though, I really want to learn something about like community building, and I'm not even looking at the money amount, right? I want to look at some of the engaging activities that they've done. I want to look at successful retreats. I want to look at things like, you know what I'm saying? What do big corporations send their high net worth individuals, right? Or their high net worth employees when they stressed? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to learn a little bit more about that myself. And it says the note taker is trying to join. I don't know what's going on. Why does it keep leaving? Come out of the waiting room. Connect. Okay, there we go. I think the note taker in there. Okay, it's showing yes, it is. But yeah, actually, Chris had just ended us off on you know what I'm saying, the tax liens in terms of the property taxes and some of the stuff. And I was asking, would it be better to kind of like invest in a area that has like high property tax when it's looking into to liens? He said it's lit right now. Right. But yeah, man. And I actually have the blunt rolled. I didn't get a lighter. That's what I got up for. So let me do that, and then we could actually officially start learning something else. But no, man, it's you know what I'm saying, open for interpretation. If you have something that you want to learn or something that you want to throw across the table, for sure. Hold on, grab a lighter. You know what?
Sorry, my brother-in-law's right now. Music loud, so I gotta stop music.
Okay, no trip. I got you. I still haven't found a lighter. Maybe let me do this. Turn on the light so I can see, right? All right. Okay. I grabbed everything I needed except for the one thing I needed. You feel me? Oops. All these lighters. Where's my lighter? This is terrible. Okay. Well, I'm going to just go ahead and share my screen, and then we'll get it done. Okay. There we go. I just was smoking earlier, bro. It's like it's impossible for the damn thing I'm missing. Oops. All right. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna light it, and I'm gonna be right back. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. We back and we better. What else did I have written up here? Oh, I-9. So the I-9 tax forms is one. And then where is it? Recap, refunds, offer a service. I don't need that. Oh, yep. So it's the orientation and the I-9 tax forms. So I don't think you need anything to actually print out tax forms as an independent contractor, but let me check. Let's see, share screen share options. It's saying lagged out. Okay. Okay, great. Oh, the I-9 form is not a tax form. Oh, that's right. When they say, yeah, do you have your I-9? Okay, it's employed, hired to work. Individuals must. Oh, okay. So you must have this in order to hire someone. All U.S. employers must complete and maintain the form. That's an interesting word.
What is that? The I-9?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like I'm pretty sure that's the like immigration, like documentation, citizenship shit.
Well, yeah.
No,
Apparently, it's the employment eligibility verification.
yeah. It's like for any you can actually use that too. Like if you're trying to get like a foreign 98 number and shit like EIN, you can. There's a bunch of shit you can do with those little forms. Let's just say that.
Yeah, because I looked at it, I typed it in, I said I-9 tax form, and the AI overview says that the I-9 form is not even a tax form. It's
It's just like it's like a classification form, like just even be eligible to like work in the United States.
So what
I think you're looking for the W-9. I think it's I-9 or the W-9. I think
The W-9, yeah, that's like an employer thing. Like that's where I think it's the W-9 is the form that you would fill out that gives them permission to withhold your federal income tax.
Interesting. Okay.
So you can literally just
one of those forms are an independent contractor form.
right. You can also
Okay.
I mean, that's what you got to look for. You know what I mean? I would look for the IRS independent contractor form, PDF.
Fair enough. Yeah. I could go ahead and look that up because I actually been using independent whatchamacallit, not independent contractor. I've been using consulting agreements and I type those myself. You feel me? I make them myself. But with this, I wanted to know, like, with the W-9 or the I-9, technically, do we even qualify as employers? I don't think so. I
No,
don't think
because
so.
we only have members. We don't have employees.
Indeed. So let me see.
Members
Let me
and
look at the
board
definition.
members. You know what I mean? Trustees and beneficiaries. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We don't have no employees.
Yeah, we don't pay wages and we don't pay salaries. Okay, cool. Okay. So instead of an employer, membership. Let's see if there's something as a membership tax form. Let's see. Membership tax form. It's a better way to say it for sure, but whatever. Let's see. Requirements for exemption. A social club. Okay, that's supported by membership fees and all that other good stuff. This is a $9.90. Okay, here it is. This is I heard of this earlier. A $9.90. What did I don't have the charger. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, the 990. That's the form that I got to fill out too with the trust. I mean, with the nonprofit that they want to report, so you can
Okay.
get and I guess some type of good standing with the charities registration. That
But do you
along with I think a certified financial statement or something like that, like accredited audit or something like that.
okay? So with your nonprofit, do you also have to have an I-9? or just this 990?
Nah, just the 990 and the
'Cause that's still
registration
technically
form.
interesting. Okay.
But that with
Bet.
that
So it's saying
registration
they
form,
use.
it gotta be signed by like I think 2 or 3 people. It's got like the treasurer, and the executive chief executive
You want me to
officer
look
or
that
something like
up?
that.
You want me to look that up?
Yeah, you can look it up. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm in Jersey, so that's why I was looking at it.
So you're saying how many people does it take to actually sign, or is it take to sign that form, the W-9?
Yeah, you can look it up. Well, the what is it? The registration of the nonprofit for the charity to the state. You know what I mean? So you can register with the state as a charity. That's what it's for. That registration form.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and say how many people do you need for charity registration forms, and I'll check in my state, I'll check in your state, and then I'll check in one more just to see if it's a lot of variation or if it's generally the same. Just off of that,
Yeah, hold on, matter of fact, let me see if I can look it up real fast while you on here. I'll look it up.
even better. And this form 990 is used to provide information on grants and other assistance made by the filing organization. Okay, during the tax year to domestic organizations or domestic governments and individuals. Okay. So with a 990, what we could do, I just had a great idea. I'm gonna give this one away for free. So this is free game. This is what y'all be paying thousands of dollars for. So like I can have a managed company, you know what I'm saying? So an S corp or a C corp, and my holding company is the one that's managing it. As long as they have 2 different tax years or ending fiscal years, then I can roll over my taxes from one managing company to the other, keep the funds, and then you know what I'm saying, pretty much do that back and forth.
Yeah, bro,
Because
taxes.
all I would be doing is providing information on the grants and other assistance that I got or purchased or whatever the case may be interacted with through my S corp, and then my holding company be assuming the rights for that. So yeah, it should be perfectly fine. Let's see.
You can also use projected income when starting new businesses too.
Okay, real spill. How does that work?
Well, you just kind of put your portfolio, plan your portfolio and shit together, and you say, well, based off of like, similar, market data or similar, companies or whatever, this is what we would, estimate. You basically would just say, this is what I think I'm gonna make fucking next year. Give me some tax credits.
So here go the drawing right here for the
All right.
charity. It says
Now,
start.
how if you don't get close to that number?
What you say?
Well, good thing you got 3 years.
How is it that
Right?
you?
It says 2 officers of the charity in New Jersey.
I guess that's a good way to light that fire too, right? It's like, damn, I better fuck it. I didn't make it this year. I got like 1 more year left on this projected income shit. I better.
All right, real spill.
Nah,
So I
I feel
didn't
like
know that you get the 3 years for
it's a lot
one
of
and for
complex
two.
shit that goes into it, but you know what I mean. But you gotta make it
It
like
only
you gotta
takes
make
2
sense.
people.
You could think you're putting on like
Okay.
you're putting a presentation on to somebody. Basically, you're gonna be saying, "Hey, this is this company. This is you're like basically going on fucking Shark Tank or something." You know what I mean? Because that's what you're doing. You're trying to fucking get an investor to give you seed funding, basically. But you're using the IRS to do it through taxes.
Okay, that makes sense. I had to stop sharing screen because my computer was lagging. Okay, that makes sense though.
That's what I'm saying. Like honestly, it's like most people are getting screwed over by taxes. It's just because they don't know shit and they don't know that they literally just not participate. But the ones that are like the reason why there's so many people that pay taxes and shit, and the reason think about this, bro, they've never said we have no idea how much Bezos and Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We don't know how much money they're making, but they need to be paying some fucking taxes. I know that. I don't know how much is it they made this year, but they need to fucking pay taxes on it. It's never that. It's always they made $4.3 billion this year, and they ain't paid no taxes. They need to be paying taxes. Well, now wait a minute. How the fuck do you know how much money I made if I didn't report?
I'll tell you
No.
this.
How would you fucking
The
know?
rules go
Right, if
for
not
everybody.
report.
Taxes ain't even supposed to exist.
Right. So now ask yourself this: if they are reporting, which is what everybody thinks the rich people are doing, that's why they think. That's why they hate them. They think these motherfuckers are really just not paying their taxes because they're fucking pieces of shit. They agree you want to keep all their money. No, they fucking know the law. Why would I pay you money? I don't have to.
Why would I be paying money to a private organization
Oh,
anyway?
Yeah. Why in the fuck would I give
Who are
another
they?
company that I like basically is just another corporation?
That's like me saying, all right, fuck it. I'm the IRS.
Without us
So now let me
contract.
get some of your bread out of your check that you pay hard for now.
Right.
They ain't nothing but
Guys aren't
another
realizing
agency,
these
bro.
contracts, man. It's all
Us versus the agencies, man.
contracts, bro.
I agree, but I'll have to add on to that. I'd say yes
Just like
and right.
Neo and Agent Smith. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
It wasn't really the man, it was person and agencies,
Yep.
not really agents.
My whole thing is this. I can agree with that, but my thing is this. People have to be willing to do the services that they're
Absolutely.
not paying for. If you don't want to pay for the fireman, nigga, you better be fighting fires. you
No doubt,
you better
man.
be ready.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is firefighters are volunteers.
But now let's also keep in mind that there was no income tax until the 70s.
Fair enough. So
Right?
it can work without it, right?
Only reason they implemented that was because like World War II.
Firefighters are nonprofits. Everything get donated to them, and they got volunteers. They don't have employees either.
You
See
know what?
that?
I bet we should
Interesting.
go about a lot of these issues too. That like because he does all that ballot and petitions and shit like that. So he'd probably have a lot of understanding for some of these things that like we know kind of like some of the, you know, I guess what you call it, like inside information or whatever, but we don't really have like any hands-on experience with how the receptionist at the fucking office is going to file this shit or something. You know what I'm saying? But I bet he does. That's why I thought it was super fucking cool that I got with this financial planner dude. That's like a Series 7, like he's got the Series 7 license. He's registered through the SEC. Like he's actually like a solid ass dude. He's a good dude. His whole presentation wasn't nothing about like pay me some money and I'm gonna do all this shit for you. It was like I'm gonna take you and like help you to understand why this is important. You know, like I want you to feel comfortable with the decision before you give me the money to move it. Or, you know what I'm saying? And he was
Whole
like,
time. So look, I just did the research real quick too. Look, guys. On that same note, because we'll be able to do the research, right? I just learned something crazy. Generally, public fire departments are not considered nonprofits because they're typically funded by municipal or state
municipal
taxes,
bonds. That's
but
about
they are part of the local and they're part of the local government. So that means that foundations and organizations that support them may be nonprofits. So, for example, in Chicago, we got the foundation. It's a 501c3, which
Right.
what does what?
It's a
It pushes all of
nonprofit.
the volunteers, and so they're getting the bread,
Yeah.
Yep.
and they don't know how to use it.
Listen,
Is
man,
what
if you hear the word nonprofit, you better just X the non out and just replace it with like high profit. That's what most
I
of
can see
the
that.
companies are doing.
Yeah.
Be real. Most of the companies,
Nonprofit organizations and trusts.
they really like the Chattanooga Free Store and place like, man, that is literally just a group of people that got together just doing some cool shit that helps people out. And they're a nonprofit because they ain't making no money. And if they are making money, they don't know how to manage it really or something. They're just really just like some people trying to spread some good in
Or
the world, you know?
how about this thing, y'all? Why don't we do this? If the Chicago Fire Department is like operating kind of like the Chattanooga Free Store in the sense that it's actually a nonprofit, right? It actually does things. Why don't we do like construction workers? Do construction workers have like a nonprofit and stuff like that? The people who like fill in potholes and stuff. Do garbage men?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends on if they were city paid.
Yeah, it'd probably be like the sewage and the garbage stuff like that for me, probably like the works.
Streets of sanitation, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna depend on because like where I'm at, we've got like 4 different trash services, right? So it's like
Oh, okay.
they're all private, like contractors or something like that. So you could like the one guy don't like put your can back close enough to the road or whatever, like fucking fire it. Saying I'm gonna get this other dude. It's really funny because you got like all around the
You
same
said
time. It's like 4 big ass trash trucks that are competing with each other to try and get down these little like neighborhood roads and shit. And it's just like, this is kind of funny, But I mean, free enterprise and shit. So get it. I was a trash man.
I mean, this is real valuable that we're going over because it's kind of like the basics of like business structuring. You feel what I'm saying? Get your paperwork right, knowing what forms that people
What?
want to see and stuff like that, so you could be like in compliance with getting to the bread and getting to the bag.
And this is going to be like really
And
like
AI is helping
let's
me
learn.
a ton here.
Like that's why we're doing this because
AI has helped with the
anyway. Might as well just shoot this everybody else too.
There we go. Get in while you can. Get in while you fit in. Because I mean, I just
little live
posted
last
somebody's story. She was saying it's not free no more because she had gave out the broker. She gave out all the gems, and I'm like, y'all gotta listen to this lady. She's spitting like, and I'm like, I'm just kind of mad that I got into like after like I just found your page. You talk about retiring, dang, but like you feel me? Now I'm looking at this form like, okay, cool. I'm learning about these forms as they come to me, but I already got stuff that can apply to it. Think about what happens if this goes into the hands of somebody that doesn't have no businesses right now, no ideas that's launched, nothing that's out, no projects, no initiatives. You know what I'm saying? That they're working with.
Right. No, nothing to base it off of. Nothing. They just got. You know what I'm saying?
It's nothing to hold them back either, though, right? It's like limitless potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you catch this from this point, if this is your starting point, yeah, you get some high level stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's crazy.
Definitely.
Jump straight out the gate like this. What? I'd love that. I wish I had somebody like that would sit me down
Because this is going.
and offer me a mentorship that just like, bro, well, I would have paid anything to have me when I was like young, like sit me down, me right now, sit me down back then and tell me like, hey, dude, why don't you hit this easy button, bro? Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Word. If I was me back in the day, I would follow me with the things that I'm doing. But like, yo, he be in this shit.
I know, honestly, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I play too much though.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I know I play too much.
I
See,
know what I can do.
but here's my thing though.
I got
In
jokes, but I don't
between
be playing
times,
But I think
like my whole thing is,
I ain't gonna fucking work my ass
even when it's not funny, I'm gonna laugh. Even when it's not funny, I'm gonna find something I don't know. It's just how I see things. I find some humor in things, no matter what. So even in this, right? I'm reading this from the AI standpoint. This is humorous to me because I'm like, all right, AI overview. I didn't even get into what Google give you, right? And it's already telling me that filing form 1128. Companies need to file this with the IRS to request a change in their accounting period. So that means if you wanted to roll over profits consecutively in all your businesses, you could just have two that's staggered in the fiscal year, run it up, or spend all the bread. Either way, you get that back in taxes. And
you can also use like
boom.
income or expenses from one company or business or entity to like offset income or vice versa from another too. You can do all kind of shit. You can transfer debt. You can do it like you fuck your social security number up and transfer that shit to another fucking thing.
People be doing
It'd be those forms that the IRS will let you know in the letter when you get. I think that's the 1123. I think it is. I think that I got that when I got it, my EIN or something like that for my trust. I think it told me that I had to file that form or something like that.
Man, I did a consultation not too long ago with this couple, and they were looking for like they were like trying to get funding or whatever for like a loan, just whatever, and want to know how they can go about it. And so I'm going into this assuming like they probably don't know very much about it or whatever. And then like I'm on the call with them, they got a trust that's got property already like in it. They got a business that's been running for like 6-7 years. It's like producing $150,000 to $200,000 a year. They got a clean fucking house, nothing like. And I'm thinking, what? Like, why are you wondering how you could possibly? How could you get a like? There's a million ways that I could see right now that you would have no problem getting a loan. You got a fucking trust funded, collateral. There you go, loan. And then I finally got to I was like, well, what is it that you're trying to use this loan for? Right? Because a lot of people just like do things without really knowing why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just went and got an LLC. All right, but what are you doing with it? What kind of business are you starting? Well, I don't know. I just got this LLC, and now I'm running this thing through it. You're just like, yeah. I mean, you just got an LLC for no reason. Like, you don't even know what kind of business like, that's crazy. Oh, you just went and got a trust and attached an EIN to it. Well, why?
You might as well start with drop shipping
Why
at
in the
that
hell?
point.
I feel like people say LLC because the real words tell you the truth and the facts. You feel what I'm saying?
Limited.
Because why would you want your company or business that you start in with to be limited and be a liability?
Limited.
You don't want no
Right.
liabilities.
Now, there are a lot of ways there's benefits, right? So if I had the actual LLC itself takes on, and I can pay myself a salary, right? So me personally, I've only made $10,000 this year, but this business I made $1 million. That's just like one little aspect of that shit that people took and ran with, and then it's probably what led to them trying to put that BOE filings and all that shit in to where you had to like have a list of beneficial owners and all that shit. Like what I say, BOE, I meant that's a bill of exchange, my bad. But you know what I'm saying, the beneficial ownership, BOI, I think so.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about that? Like it just recently, it just happened. Like they was trying to make it to where like you had to list like whoever the beneficial owner of the entity and shit was, and like it was a big fucking deal. Everybody was like tripping, acting like they was like, hell no, man, because there's a bunch of motherfuckers been getting away with that LLC and the hiding shit.
Yeah, but man,
But that's
like
what
it's just another way that the people got
fuck
bamboozled.
the
That's
whole
why
thing.
we supposed to be messing with S corps or C corps. You feel what I'm saying? And doing crowdfunding and stuff like that, and just kind of messing with stock certificates and
That's why
agreements with
And the
companies.
whole reason you would do an S corporation, the whole reason you would do an S corporation in the first place is so you could pass on all of the things we've been talking about. So the taxes, the deductions, the income, the losses, and the credits. And you could pass that on to companies or to shareholders.
Yep.
Right.
Call it a day.
Cryptocurrency.
You know what I'm saying?
Token circulation.
And just like the NFTs, I mean, with the segments.
It's literally like shares in a corporation, and then you can, I made the Genesis Waves NFT. That's like anybody that holds that shit, he's got 2x voting power in like everything we got going on, basically, right? Like it means you get to literally vote like you're on the board of directors for the company, like on how this company's gonna fucking be ran. But you don't have to go through no bullshit. Go get a broker to buy stocks to get this fucking. No, you literally come straight to the fucking owner of the company. Me. Hey, I want to buy shares in your company. How much? Done. There it is. We're done. It's done.
You see,
How quick?
you see what Elon Musk was able to do with shares in his company.
You know what I'm saying? I can literally distribute them straight to you, and then you can turn around and sell them to somebody else if you want. Just like a stock, if you ain't got to have no broker, be your own fucking broker, be your own bank.
Elon was getting lines of credit on what his business was worth.
Yeah, facts. Elon taking money that he has, using it as collateral to get money he doesn't, and keep the money he has.
So who's to say that I can't take
Right.
what I'm building in my private bank account as collateral and go get a line of credit against it?
You can. We do it every day. Matter of fact, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna go hit the accounts and do some more private banking. I'm gonna loan the shit out some money to myself.
Because being just and that's liquid out there. That's liquid equity. So I can go take that to the bank and get.
I like,
cash.
Walt made that point. I think the other day it was on the morning come up or something like that. We were just kind of explaining some of Lofty and things like that. And he said it like that. I was like, you know what? That's exactly what it is. It's like liquid equity. It's like digital equity. It's like that's basically a good way to put it. That's what it is.
We build an equity with technology that the world is turned into already.
Right.
I mean, people are going to have to figure out how to build equity in the economy that we turn into right now, but we already know how to do it.
It's like the people that first decided to start issuing bonds and loans and stocks and shit, right? It was like, bro, there was probably a lot of people that were like hearing them like come up with these deals, these things or whatever. I am, baby. I'm just talking. We'll get you out. There's got to, the baby come first shot. Hopefully I remember what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, it was just like the shit that we're doing now is like what they were doing when they were first coming up with like the stock markets. They're like taking like obviously we see where this is going. Right, we see where this whole financial thing is shifting. We see, all right, they're moving from these big blocks of heavy ass gold to these little pieces of paper representing them. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So they, hey, say hey. So they just use that, right? They're like, okay, well, this is where it's headed. How can we take where it's headed and be the first to get there and make profit off of it, or use it to help, whatever your goal is. Like if you just see where it's going, if you got some foresight to see where the shit's moving, just get there first, and then wait.
Real spillage. And the same principle, you know what I'm saying?
Out here learning
You've been
and burning
building it with
out.
confidence and out in the open and all that other good stuff. But look how much paperwork. Look how much paperwork you got to go through just to build a business by itself in a regular way. You could do all of this with an NF domain, just with a simple segment. You know what I'm saying? Just with a simple segment, you're getting all of this done. And who do you have to consult outside of the things that you want to build long term? You know what I'm saying? Well, one, like let's say you do want to go ahead and buy a house right now. All right, cool. Do it the smart way, man. If you do want to buy a car right now, do it the smart way, man. If you're just trying to get some bread or build a community, build it out. But doing it in the open is a great way to actually go about it. I'm looking at how you would go about making an S corp, and you know what I'm saying, and some of the things that it would come with, and we able to go ahead and start right over all of that. End of domains. Now you have a business, you have an entity, you can add assets, your custody, boom. Depending on how you want to market it, put it out there, put it together. Great. And how well you can understand that system. Right. So we're gonna not only give you that education that you need beforehand on what it is that we're talking about on the forefront, cutting edge, but we also gonna give you a little bit of the system, you feel me? A little bit of the sauce to apply it.
Right. And
because we need the testimony too. Are you kidding?
Like we was talking about earlier, Josh, like
Yeah,
with the NFDs, right? With the NFDs, we can upload our bylaws and our contracts, agreements, and stuff like that as NFTs. You know what I mean? And they'll be in our wallet. So when they go check out the NFT, they can go ahead and see the agreements and contracts, our bylaws, and our mission statements and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? And be transparent with everybody. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So you know what you're investing in. You know how it affects everything.
Think about this transparency and security. And like I said that shit a while back, like to me, it's like with the blockchain, it don't forget nothing, right? Especially a transaction. So now you don't have to hire like a firm or a company to do a forensic audit. Like you do it your damn self. You know what I'm saying? You now have access to like shit like insider trading, basically, right? So now instead of having to go hire this company or know somebody that works for this company, bro, you just get on the damn blockchain explorer and just look at the company's transaction record. Where's the money going? Where's it coming from? Do they have an outstanding debt? Like you basically now, instead of having to like find the companies like 8K or 10K reports on like how their whole business is holding up and what they got going on, if it's even working, bro, just get on there and check the fucking explorer. Look and see what their transaction records is looking like on the blockchain. It's going to be so simple, so easy. So many attorneys going to be out of business. So many of these like little financial businesses that pop up that's just like fucking people over. They're dead, bro. It's over with. It's a wrap. Y'all bye. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of the way, bro. All you gatekeepers is going to get just mowed and all them gates down.
Yeah, I don't even know what they was thinking because all the gatekeepers were sitting there like
late to the party.
Come to find out to be full of shit anyway.
Right. They never would have made it if people would have been doing what we doing, which is read some shit, pay attention, try some shit for yourself and see if it's even real. Does it even work? I don't know. I just bought a template.
Yeah, all the big ones come across some shit like that. Try some shit, it worked, and then they can start selling this everybody else.
That's how crazy it is.
there's so much sauce to people. Like, I don't even call it sauce. I don't even like that word no more.
I know, because it's like so watered down. It ain't even sauce no more.
Like, I don't even
Water
know
with
what
food
it
coloring.
is. I don't even know what sauce is no more.
Yeah, like what the hell y'all
You know
got?
what I'm saying? Because a lot of the shit that they be calling sauce, it be just regular shit that all you can do is just look it up. You just gotta know where to find it at.
Yeah. Calling it
And
sauce.
And by looking up how to
then some of
file
that, and some of that
an
sauce,
S
like
corp.
credit stacking and something like shit like that. Some of that shit can fuck you up when you're doing it. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I mean?
swear.
So it's just like tactics.
Bro, just
I'm
think
not
about it.
familiar
If
with credit stack.
oh
The
man.
thing is like this, like this is what credit stacking is, right? When you get a couple credit cards and stuff like that, you apply for them right at the same time. You open them up in different screens, and you get them
Mhm.
all at the submission screen. You know what I mean? Where you about to submit them. You feel what I'm saying? And then you kind of submit them all consistently. But
Uh,
some of them nowadays you got to watch it because some of them starting to have this verification page. So you got to make sure it don't have the verification page, and then it tells you to go do a couple other steps. So they've been kind of combating the credit stacking thing. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to know which ones to do it with and which ones not to. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never did it before. But that's just me doing my research
that
before
makes
I try it. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of shit you can do with a credit profile, period.
that makes sense.
Like honestly, it was crazy. Like I never had a credit. I didn't have a single like bank account or credit profile or anything till 2009. Like I went my whole life with no bank account until 2019. Like what, 4 or 5 years ago? Finally, like, you know what I'm saying? All right, I'll get a bank account. All right, I guess I'll do this whole credit thing. I jumped straight out the gate with a 750 credit score, bro. No credit profile, never filed taxes, never had a bank account. Right out the gate, 750. And then immediately fucked that shit all the way up. And then just put it right back. And I done did it like so many
Credit,
times.
you
Like,
gotta
I
look
don't
at
even,
credit is your
my credit score
unlimited. It's unlimited.
when I need it, I'll fix it.
Hey, Josh, can you pull it up? You know what I
What
mean?
is it?
It's the law. It's the USC, the law that says that we have the right to credit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, this whole financial system is based on
Mhm.
credit now.
What
Just
you
don't look.
having the right to credit, you can't be denied.
Yeah. Right. That was kind of part of the whole uh what is it? House Joint Resolution 192. Like that was like a part of it or a piece of it. But it actually like
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
kind of
like
like that's kind of like the foundation of it. Yeah, because they
yeah,
took
that's what I'm
all
saying. It's not
the
like
real value, real money out of circulation, but it's just the law that for you to see for the people to see for themselves that you have the right to credit. But then then another conversation is if you don't know what your rights are, you don't even know what the right to credit is.
right. Right. You don't even know that you have rights that people can't take away. You literally think that you're like a citizen and oh, I can make a mistake. Now I have no rights. Like, what kind of shit is that? That's not a right. That's a privilege. It didn't just be taken away.
Hey, look a little C
Correct
three.
me if I'm wrong, but I don't kind of. What do you mean you can take it away, but it's a right? It's not no fucking right, then.
Yeah, what do you mean that I'm denied if it's a right? How you gonna
Yeah,
deny
I have the
it?
right to it, but I can't have it. What says who?
Now you start looking at those denial letters and all that stuff
Right. You
differently.
start
Like,
thinking,
hold on,
could they really have denied me?
these guys just took my
Yeah.
application,
No.
Sold
robbed
that
me,
shit, made some money.
and violated my rights.
Wait a minute. Y'all just help me understand credit. That's not-
Isn't that great? That's how I
Huh.
have
Yeah, I mean it's all debt. That makes a lot of sense.
go back and
So I
read
mean
the
if I have the
contract.
right to debt,
Go back and read the contract you signed. It's that simple.
yeah, I'm a
Read the shit
citizen.
you signed and read it with understanding. Don't just, oh, I know what that word says and I know what that word means. Yeah, but do you know what it means in the context of the law?
Not pertaining to credit, but to the law, yeah.
Well, I mean,
A
just
little
saying.
bit better.
And that's a good point too,
A
though.
little bit
What you
better.
just
I'm
said,
learning
not
maritime law.
but and that's what it is, bro. It's not no black and white. It's all gray.
Yeah. And a lot of the research is on
It's all
YouTube.
gray.
Shout out
Only
YouTube
in
University on
that
real.
situation, right? Like, oh, you got a foreclosure, but what is it pertaining to? You getting foreclosed on because you defaulted on the loan, right? You get foreclosed on because you didn't pay your taxes. Like, what is your foreclosure about? What is your eviction going on? They think, oh, I'm having an eviction, and they think you can just file this piece of paper because you're in an eviction, and it just fixes it. Oh, I just filed this paper because I was in an eviction. Now I'm in an eviction. Woo, keep my house for free. Like, where in the fuck are you guys getting this shit? Who's telling y'all this crazy shit? And why are you not running it through your own thought process, thinking like, does this make sense? I could just take this piece of paper, and it's just a cure-all. Like, if it was that fucking easy, wouldn't everybody be filing that paper?
Everybody be filing it. I tell you that. But
Ricky said, yeah, that's what's up. He chiming in. Yeah, exactly. It's just insane. It's just insane. It's like somebody told me to do this, I'm doing it, and then you're gonna go and preach this shit like it's gospel. Help you.
what I was gonna tell
Like
people,
it's
like,
gospel. Argue with somebody that they're wrong that you don't have to pay taxes. Okay, fine, keep paying them. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna argue with you,
I can't
dumbass.
talk about taxes because
Don't argue with an idiot because the bystander don't know the difference.
I don't believe in them shits because the law says that you ain't supposed to fuck with them. So when we talk about taxes, I be looking like I don't know what that is. Paying taxes.
Yeah, I don't. Y'all like this, we just got to do it, or
When you
like
know
they
what
don't.
you know, bro, then you realize why I say why we talking the way I talk about
Right.
certain stuff.
And anybody
Like,
that's
nah,
free, it's because you ain't read the law. Let's just be real. You have not actually went and read the law, and that's why you're trying to argue with us.
I mean, I forget the guy's name, but he'll let you know he hasn't paid taxes in like what 30 something years. You feel what I'm saying? I forget his name. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to that guy. I'm saying
Well, I know I didn't pay taxes for my whole life until 2019, and I got like
the only way I pay taxes, bro, is whenever I'm in a job and
I never.
and when I was working a job, I had the least taxes get taken out of my shit.
Yeah,
The
I know.
most that was getting taken out of it was like Social Security, if that.
Right, and then it literally hit taxes in on that, and I gave them that.
And
That's the simple thing. All
you know I'm
working
getting
stuff,
the least.
like
You know I'm getting most of my
say,
money
I
up
want to
front
redo
when I'm
the
working because of the fact that my
right.
income tax checks be like a couple $100. Them just don't be a lot
This
like
is all
everybody else get. You feel what I'm saying? You get a chunky income tax check at the end of the check because that's all the money that they've been taking from you all year.
right. And they didn't give you all of it. They just made you here. We're gonna give them a child
And
income tax credit.
all you had to do was fill
It's
out
like you
your W-4 form or a couple of things. Look, all you had to do is fill out your W-4 form or a couple of tax forms differently, and you be getting most of your check versus banking on that income tax check every year. You know what I'm saying?
And this whole thing, like that's a mindset thing too. A motherfucker sit around and wait all year till they get their taxes. Oh man, when I get my taxes, I'm gonna ball out. You're gonna be the man. Then they get their taxes and go buy a bunch of dumbass shit, and now they wait until next tax season again with the same old story. Man, shit, when I get these 3-4 bands next year, man, I'm goddamn dope. Man, shut up, bro. Shut up. You ain't gonna finna do nothing. You wait until taxes do something. You ain't finna do nothing.
Word. Well, look, bro, I'm about to log off because my phone about to die. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do a part 2 tomorrow or something.
Man, we do a part 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I'm literally doing business, a podcast, grocery shopping.
If they're 1 year old, zeros on zeros on zeros. That's what my bank account balance say. I got a check from this company, not do anything in New Balance state. I bought her a plane to get out of state. I got me a shorty from the way, set them in Sunday. She said she coming over and she down to stay. I got a hit. But we don't own the rights to this though, but we coming though.
Hey man, I swear. Hey, I'm finna when I get back to the house too. We finna crank up that studio, bro. I'm gonna show you that new beat, bro. Josh heard it. That shit is busting.
And Josh got flow too.
On the G yesterday, I go back and forth like a yeah, I feel for a foot on the billboard, the number one song, and you can't.
Hey.
I said, don't give a fuck what you think.
Yo, we love y'all, man. We out of here though, man. Learn and burn every Friday, baby. Wealth wave with us. You know what I'm saying? Cycle up. What you mean? You know what I'm saying?
Man, all right, we out, y'all.